Welcome, folks. This is Tom O'Brien of TFNN. We go 5 days a week. We go 10 hours a day. We go 24 hours a day on the internet at TFNN.com. Always remember, folks, whatever you think about, you bring about. Whatever you focus on grows. Hope everyone had a great day, safe day. So make it a great night, folks. This is a quote by Robert Brault. Remember that there's a part of life for which you are the explanation. How cool is that? Market-wise, let's take a look at it out here. We had the Dow Industrials down 36, NASDAQ off 8, S&P's down 1, gold contract up $2, traded at $1,188 an ounce. Silver up 4 cents at $16.69 an ounce. Platinum, $1,117 an ounce. Copper flat at $2.81 a pound. Light sweet crude up 35 cents, trading at a price point of $57.87 a barrel. Bonds, the 10-year up 4 ticks, 128 flat. 30-year down 10 at 156.08. And King Dollar down 364 ticks, trading at 97.10. The Euro up 44 at 109. And the Yen up 32 at 123.98. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. Give us a call, folks. Want to know what's going on in your world. In the world of the S&Ps, let's take a look at them. What do you have out here? Bottom line, you get a sideways market. You get no volume behind the market. Your SPY is trading at 212.46. You did 71 million shares. You know, coming into a Friday, more than likely you're going to see this try to get into these highs once again. The NDX 100. Now, this is the big one, folks, because what you had with the NDX 100 yesterday was this. NDX 100 went higher, had some juice behind the move. The high of the 3 Qs, we just use the 3 Qs for a second, high of the 3 Qs is at 111.16. Right now you're at 110.71. We've hit 111.01 today. If we actually take a look and we bring the futures up, what you're going to see inside the futures is that the NQs are trading out at 4539.75. Your high up there is the 455.50. So what the NQs did yesterday is that they did push into their high and they had some juice behind the move. So I expect what you're going to see is that you're going to see that 455.50 get tested tomorrow. So that's up about 15 NQ points. You know, if you haven't test drove the Nadex platform, folks, come over to our website at TFNN, and you'll see the banner on the top and on the side. You can hit that banner, bring up the account. They'll put $25,000 of paper money into it. Tomorrow morning, don't forget we have a great show at 10 o'clock in the morning. My son Tom, me, and Daryl Martin do it. And what the Nadex platform has done inside this, if you trade futures inside the NQs, you're going to see how vibrant it is. The spread is 1 to 2 ticks. You go on the 80-point spread and go in the middle. Bottom line, you have defined risk with a lot less money you're putting up and more leverage and less risk when it runs away from you. So check it out when you get a chance. Yeah, Jay, there's no doubt. I know it's sweet. There's no doubt about it. If you trade futures, folks, even if you don't trade futures, you want to test drive it. But if you ever a future trader and you like trading the NASDAQ 100, go check it out because you'll see how that defined risk, what we're talking about. Gold contract. What do we have with gold? And tomorrow morning on gold, folks, okay? Fridays on gold, particularly when gold has been laying at lows. They had last 2 days we had big volume on the gold market on the way down. Today, what we had is this. We had a rejection of lower price. You had lighter volume. That correlation, we're at 1188. That correlation is saying tomorrow we're going to have some action, meaning my take is that we're going to be going up because what we did do is that we had the rollover started today, folks. So most of the contracts are in the queue right now, meaning the Q contract. We're at 1188.70. We went to lower price, rejected lower price, had lighter volume. That's saying you want to go topside. Now, that correlation with the correlation of what the dollar index did. The dollar index, folks, did a 0.618 retracement of the high from 100.79. Now, a 0.618 retracement goes like this. First off, a 0.618 retracement is a strong retracement. So that's saying that the dollar is strong on a counter-trend move. You know, you do when you're looking at retracements, you have a 0.382, that's normal. A 0.50 is also normal. A 0.61 is a strong retracement. So that's what we've had. We hit it. Now, what the dollar also did is it came off that 0.618, and then we had an expansion of volume on the way down today. We had some good price spread inside the contract today. The contract was at 97,760, and it ended up at 120. So that's a 500 tick move, which is a big move. Now, when you take the dollar and we take gold, the dollar's saying, hey, what wants lower price? In fact, it may be an ABC structure on the way down, because we still came down with 100,000 and 102,000 on the way down contracts. The most we ever had going on the way up is that we had 65,000 on the way up. So your correlation is still there that you very well could have a very large ABC structure on the way down. So we'll see where that shakes out. But what that is saying, that's saying that tomorrow morning there's going to be a lot of action inside the marketplace. We go look at the bond market, and we use the TLT to look at the bond market. What we have in the bond market is this. The bond market also looks, folks, that it's going to make a little turn here. The bonds got to a higher price today, had dramatically lighter volume, and gave it up on price. The 10-year got to a price point of 128.03. Couldn't make the swing point. The swing point on bonds, folks, is 128.06. It's pretty amazing that I couldn't make the swing, because you're talking 3 ticks. The contraction of volume was dramatic. We only did 1.7 million contracts versus 2.7 yesterday and versus 2.4 the prior day. Now, you also have a turn there that's coming on the marketplace. Bottom line, though, it makes a difference. And no doubt tomorrow morning what we're going to be, what it's going to be all about is not only the GDP, as one of the targets says inside the Tiger's Den, it's all about what are the revised figures also for the GDP. The thing that's pretty wild about the GDP in general, I believe this last week, the statistic office of the GDP said they basically were having a problem getting us good numbers. So that in itself is pretty wild. Our phone number is 877-927-6648. If we go over to these NQs just for a second, what you're going to see is that they're going to end up being flat at the close out here. So something is moving these NQs. They were down $6. They close right now, basically. But let's just take a look at and we'll have these numbers. So coming into the close out here, you had the NQs go from 35 to 43. Right now, you're at 4.5, 4.3, flat market. That's how this thing is shaking out right now. That's if we go over to Big Mac, McDonald's. McDonald's had a tough day out here today. What you have with McDonald's, and this is a big heads up, folks, for old school restaurants. Big Mac came down with volume today. It's still at highs. We're still talking $96, okay? Technically, it looks to me like this thing wants to trade to $70, okay? Fundamentally, this is to me, this is like a heads up beyond belief. And what it is, folks, is this, is that McDonald's came out today and said, okay, their next conference calls in June, they will come out and give you same-store sales for June for the second quarter. But then that's it. After that, guess what? The company will continue providing quarterly comparable store sales, but they are not going to provide monthly same-store sales comps. That's a huge problem, folks. Why? Why don't they want to do it? They don't want to do it because if it's good news, of course they're going to do it. They've done it forever. They changed the structure, and every time that large companies change structures like that, guess what? You're going south instead of north. This is Tom O'Brien. This is TFNN. You stay right there, folks. We'll be coming right back. Dow Industrials are down 36. NASDAQ off 8. S&Ps are flat.